So we're on our way to Minmus. Let's set Minmus as a target. Minmus, unlike the moon, is in an inclined orbit. So what you want to do, or at least what I like to do, there's two ways to deal with it. One is to launch into an equatorial parking orbit, launch yourself out towards Minmus and make a plane change along the way. But the cheaper way to do it is to launch at either the equatorial ascending or descending nodes for Minmus's orbit, which are where Minmus's orbit crosses Kerbin's equator. So what I'm going to do, you can see where those are, and I really got to write a launch script that can do this for me automatically, or a KOS script. But if you turn it so that the moon's orbit is edge on, you're now right over the equator, and then if you adjust your camera so Minmus's orbit is edge on, and you center your view on Kerbin, you can just time warp until your launch site is right in the center of all this. Let's just zoom out here. And zoom to here. Okay, and go a little bit further. So we're right on the equatorial ascending node of Minmus's orbit. And now what I want to do is launch myself, so I'm going to an inclination that's 6 degrees towards the north. And my launch script can handle that just fine. So I'm going to run my launch script. I want to go into a 6-degree inclination. I want to go into a parking orbit at 80 kilometers. And all I got to do is run it. And off it goes. Hopefully everything will go fine. And we're off. So this thing is on its way to Minmus. Hopefully. So you can see it's picked a heading of 83 degrees. So it's a little bit, 7 degrees north of directly east. I always want to go a little bit past, because you got to actually pull the prograde vector towards you. Otherwise, yeah, this thing is just off. It's nice now having, because I have my tracking station to level 3, I will always now have the Kerbal Engineer data available here all the time, whether I have a chip on it or not, which is nice. And this is, although I've used this booster a lot, I did this untested. I think it should be fine. Hey there, Javier. I'm glad you're able to join us. It has been a long time. Yeah, we are definitely going to... I thought with the... just to sort of help people catch up here a bit. Let's put this here. There. I thought with this impactor contract, because it says impact uncrewed vessels on 3 different planets / moons, I thought that would include Minmus and the moon. But as you can see, that's not on the list. What's weird is Jool and its moons are not on the list either, though Edu is. So I don't know, maybe that's just a mistake that the moon and Minmus are not on the list. We'll find out, because this thing is on its way to Minmus, whether it's going to satisfy this contract or not. And if it doesn't count the moon or Minmus, fine, I'll go to Eve and Gilly and Moho. That'd be a good 3. That's a good trio, because I can go to Eve and then hit Illy. Oh no, I can't do an impactor to Eve and then go to Gilly. That kind of, like... I'm forgetting what an impactor means. Oh, this is not good. Those two should be together. Alright, here we are. So where are we at? We're just about at 50 kilometers. At 50 kilometers, we should lose the fairings. There they go. A little bit of bounce on a tail fin, but that seemed to be okay. They are, Ixen from the Venya says that the Moon and Minmus are not on the list because of the previous Moon program and Minmus program that came before it. But I've not done the Minmus program yet. I was saving that one. But yeah, they might have excluded the Moon or the Minmus because of the, they might have considered that just too easy, which I can understand. Just time warping till we're in space here. There we go. It's setting up its orbital insertion. Those lights on? Lights are on. Yep. Let's get ourselves a little closer. Whoa! Just notice it's starting to burn significantly early because it's really going to nerf the thrust on this engine. I have this set up so that it doesn't go to full throttle here. It goes to a specific thrust to weight ratio. Because often these engines have a crazy thrust to weight ratio by the time they're at the top. If they've been listening, look how low the thrust is. I think it keeps it at 0.9, if I'm not mistaken. Little tiny probe. This booster is actually, if anything, too big for this probe. Should have, yeah, it's going to have a lot of fuel left over. That's okay. We'll use it to get to Minmus. That's okay. Oh, no, finishing the, Eichsen says that finishing the Moon and Minmus program is a prerequisite. Is that not true? And that, no, it's not, because I've specifically been avoiding the Minmus program one. So you're able to grab this before you can do either of those two if you wanted to. And I also looked very carefully that the Minmus program strategy won't be void by me doing an impactor. It would be void if I went and did an orbit about Minmus, but not with an impactor. Okay, we are inserted into our parking orbit. So we'll put this onto a vector here just for solar panel exposure. And so the whole idea of this is to notice how this blue orbit is now in the same plane as Minmus's orbit. So that means that getting out to Minmus will be now a lot easier. I don't know. I might have to make a plane change. We'll see how it goes. This should be about a 925-ish, 920, something in that ballpark. Okay, I can see I'm encountering Minmus. I can see I'm going to have to make a bit of an adjustment. That's okay. I'm coming a little bit below Minmus. That's all right. Not quite in the same plane. We're off by... Oh, that does lying to me. Okay. Let's see here. We'll adjust the timing here a little bit. Oh, that lost a lot more than that. Other way. Okay, just need a little bit more. Ooh, that was a lot too much. Let's come back. So we're going just towards the south of Minmus, so we'll make the tiniest corrections on our way. Actually, you know what? We got so much fuel. This isn't the most efficient way to do it, but why don't I just add some normal... Nah, you know what? No, forget it. That's dumb. Zero out that normal. Boom. Turn off those. Okay. There we go. There's our burn. We're not going to use this because there will be a staging event, as you can see, partway through this. There will be a staging event, and my KOS script can't handle staging. So we're going to have to do this manual-like. Okay, here we go. We're a minute from the maneuver. Oh, I should have nerfed that thrust. I don't want to nerf it now, though. Maybe I can. Let's nerf this thrust. What's the thrust to weight ratio on this? 5.1. That's stupid. There we go. That's much better. The thrust to weight was over 5 there. That's berserk. Now, did that screw this up? This timing? Hope not. I think it should be okay. I can't see the number. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, that's a lot more sane. Okay, I'm just going to go to the staging event, and then we'll do some physics time warping too. Okay, so there. Stage, you stinker. There it goes. And a lot less thrust to weight on this little ant engine. So we'll go to a 2x speed to make this go a little bit quicker. Oh wow, I should probably turn down the reaction wheel. This is a very, very little probe. Get out here. Get ready to reduce throttle. You can come up on Minmus really fast. See what I mean? Okay, we'll get your fingers in the right spot. Okay, so we're gonna need to make a tiny little correction here. About halfway. Come on, it's not giving me the dot. That's the way you're going to be, is it? Let's get back on here. Add a maneuver. Focus our view back onto Minmus. This is going to be very small. You know, a little bit radial the other way. And again, we're just going for a hit. That's all we got to do. So there it is. That's our hit. All right, it's 10 meters per second, and there's still 561 meters per second left in this thing, so it ain't gonna be a problem. All right, let's get out there. Let's do it. So yeah, it's coming up in a day and 2 hours. I want to just do it. Zooming away, already past the moon. Okay, get this onto here. There we go, and we're going to turn down the thrust because this is a very small burn. A little more than that. And you don't have to wait for this to get to 0 because this isn't very time dependent, so just going to do this right now. And here, turn this around this way. Just going to bring this there we go. All right, and again, just adjustments just for solar panels. And really that's it. We're just going to hit Minmus. So let's get time warp to here. Whoop. Where's Minmus? Where are you coming, Minmus? Where's Minmus? Oh, wait, no, this is ending early, I think. Valentina has been cleared for light duty. Awesome. Awesome. So we can now start to put Valentina into airplanes. Very happy with that. Okay, let's warp to here again. Again, we'll keep an eye out for Minmus. Should be coming out. Oh, there it is. Here comes Minmus for the first time. Oh, got my seismic scan. Oh, look at all this stuff coming in. This is still probes around the moon, still doing their job. And this thing, speaking of doing its job, should now be collecting all kinds of temperature data and radiation data and other stuff. I think it actually already had done, the telemetry report's already been done. We'll just transmit that stuff away, but really it's just hitting Minmus. That's all it is. So we're going to get another batch when we come into near space for Minmus, but whether it will transmit all that before we actually impact, I don't know. And then I want to see what this impactor probe thing does. Probably nothing. Probably nothing. So this is not going to be working towards any kind of contract. This is purely for the giggles and a bit of science. Okay, we should be at, was it 30? When is it that you're in near space? There it is. So we're collecting some near space stuff here. Did I turn on? No, telemetry's running. Yep. Oh, it transmits. No, it's telemetry. Oh, radiation. That's right. Radiation isn't near space, far space. It's just a space. All right. We are coming in. I'm not quite sure when we'll be impacting. I can set up Kerbal Engineer to sort of tell me that, but it's just going to be, are we going to transmit all this stuff before we impact? That seems less and less likely, doesn't it? All right. Here, let's put this on here. All right, time warp is off. Yep. Okay, here we go. Boom! That is that. It is gone. Nothing happened with this contract, so yeah, I know. So there was nothing useful there. That's okay. That's okay. It just means we'll be getting ourselves to Eve just a little bit more quickly. Is that debris? Wow, some stuff just went. What do we got here? Oh, it's too far away for me to flip to. I think it's just rolling down the hills. What do we got? I can't switch to it. See, we got debris coming down here. Oh well. Let's get back to Space Center. Little bit of science. I'm up to 204 science. That's enough for a node. Am I? Oh, I'm all black. Oh, I don't like the look of that. Hopefully that will get. I was waiting for it to oops, that's something in probably environmental visual enhancement mod. Let's get into research and development, and hopefully when we come back out, that problem will be gone. I got 204 science, and that is another node, and I was eyeing ahead of time, considering we're going into probe mode, this one right here. Precision propulsion. It gives me all kinds of little engines, little tanks. Actually, I love all of these little engines, and I really love these tiny, itsy bitsy tiny little fuel tanks, which are great for small probes. So I'm going to grab that. Boom, done. Still black. Okay, let's get into the space plane. Let's actually warp to sunrise. That'll probably fix this up. There we go. Hello. Let's get into the spaceplane hangar. Actually, I was just realizing there's actually one more. We're going to build ourselves a new plane, but there's one more thing I actually do want to build. I now have things like this, the RoveMax. Let's get in here. And what I'm looking at specifically for the RoveMax, I'm going to configure it because I'm not going to do any other. Going to turn off all the other science because I've already done it. But science I have yet to do on the surface of Kerbin is the seismic accelerometer. Whoops. I'm just going to stick one right there. Okay. There we go. I'm having issues. And the reason why, there, now it's in the middle. The reason why I've not done a seismic accelerometer on the surface of Kerbin yet is because it takes 14 days and 4 hours for it to collect all of its science. So I wasn't going to just do it on a plane and then have a Kerbal sit around for that long. That'd be silly. But now what I can do is I can put this on a rover, I can drive it off the runway, I can park it and just have it collect science. I figure that will be easy enough. So let's just turn this on. So I can see here, that it is going to consume just 0.048 units of electric charge per second. So easily, I'm going to put on a couple of aux-sats here. Let's put it on. It's going to be like that, is it? That's fine. Okay, do that. Rotate this way. So they're horizontal. That can easily cover the electric part of this. However, with it being 14 days, of course, it's going to spend some time in the night. So let's switch this over to dark mode, and we can see here that it will only last for 2 hours and 53 minutes during the night with no sun. So that's not good enough to get through. It's almost good enough to get through a Kerbal night, which is 3 hours. But what we'll do is we'll stick on just a couple of batteries like this. That's 4 hours. Oh, let's put on a couple more. Let's turn this way. This is going to be the world's cheapest little crappy rover. There we go. Okay, now it'll last for 5 hours during the nights. That'll be easily able to get through a Kerbal night. And obviously, if this is going to be a rover, it needs rover wheels, doesn't it? So we're going to put on some rover wheels. This is going to be a dirt simple thing. Let's actually mount them. Okay, no, turn that off. Mount them pretty high. And in fact, what I find the rovers are a smidge more stable is if you just turn them a little bit like this. So they're not straight up, but just a little bit like that. There we go. And you know what? I think what I'll do too is disable the steering on the back. That should be fine. This needs to transmit stuff, so it will need an antenna. So we'll put on a single Communitron. We'll extend that right now. There we go. And I'm honestly thinking this is all it's going to need. Looking at the different textures here. Is there a different? Oh, there are different textures for the wheels. Okay, this is ready, waiting to go. This is it. So this is the Seismic Rover. And again, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to park it. I don't think I have the robot arms yet. No, I don't. So that's all it's going to do. This is it. This is the whole thing. So Seismic Rover. Yeah. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Let's launch it. And if I wanted to, I could then drive one over to the grasslands and the highlands and stuff, but frankly, that'll just take too long. What I might end up doing once I can build some decent sized planes is, there it goes, is, I can get this out. Once I've built some decent sized planes is to drop a couple from planes, put some parachutes on it. They would be rovers, obviously. They just have landing legs, and just drop them, and it can collect some science for me. There we go. I just want to get it out of the way. Honestly, I think that's probably good enough. There we go. We're done. That's the whole thing. Put the brakes on. And it should be already collecting seismic science, and it's going to do that for the next 14.5 days. Let's get to the Space Center. That's all there is to that.